Hello, everyone. My name is Lou Johnson.
And I am Walter Marion. And welcome to Variety Wednesdays with Walter and Lou.
Before we begin the show today, we just wanted to talk about the state that the world is in right now.
It is without a doubt that people may be feeling afraid and uncertain about the future and what is to become of our local and global communities.
And of course, we are not trying to make light of the situation in any way.
But rather, we are aware that this is a battle for civil rights that has gone on for centuries, and a battle that will certainly continue until all people are given equitable treatment in this world.
We hope that by doing comedy in this serious time, we are able to provide an emotional timeout from the world that is our reality.
And while performance can be a great form of escape, it is also a place for learning and understanding. So we invite all our viewers tonight to donate to the Black Lives Matter movement and fight against the prejudice of today in hopes of a more united tomorrow.
We have linked some websites where you can sign petitions to donate to causes in support of the movement that is taking place in this country. Here is the first website, and here's the second one. But the links are in the live chat.
So with that note, we thank you all so much for your awareness in these moments where we can all grow and support each other.
And if you have any questions, now is a better time than any to do research. We have the whole internet, and it is time to take action. So without further ado, why don't we just jump straight into our first segment?
That sounds good.
Walter.
Yes?
Do you believe in leprechauns?
You see, I'm a leprechaun skeptic. I don't feel like I have the power to confirm or deny the existence of leprechauns.
But today we have a guest who claims to have seen a leprechaun herself. Maddie. Maddie is here, and she's going to tell us about her leprechaun sighting and that experience. Hello, Maddie.
Hello, Maddie.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me on. This is an important cause I would like to talk about. Me and my boys were just chilling. All of a sudden, I look over on top of a tree. I see this little dude just like flipping and flopping around in a tree. And I look up and I'm like, what are you doing? And this little man looks back at me and he did some evil stuff. Like he hissed at me like a snake. He was like, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? And he jumped off the tree and started running away. And I was going to chase him, but I wasn't going to chase him because I was scared. He scared me. And he has these mystical powers and I have no idea what to do. So my friend was like, you need to draw him. So I got the nearest pencil and a piece of paper and I drew him.
Do you have a drawing with you today?
Yes, actually, as a matter of fact, I do. This is the rendering that I did of the leprechaun. And I really poured my heart and soul into this. This is photorealistic, just, kind of a sketch that I did myself. And, I don't want to brag, but I'm very proud of this. This is exactly what I saw on the day.
When you saw the leprechaun, were his hands like this, like they are in that picture?
Yes. Well, yes, I do like to begin with the hands. So as you can see, he had long, dainty hands with beautifully manicured nails. If I weren't so afraid of him, I would have asked where he'd gotten them done. But again, I was quaking with fear. And yes, his hands were as pictured.
And on the left side in his pocket, what is that?
Oh, this is a first generation iPod. Ask anything again. I didn't want to provoke him. Some people are very attached to their old technology, and we all know that leprechauns are huge fans of hoarding things. Yes, and this is the first generation iPod, as we all remember from childhood.
What kind of music do you think a leprechaun would listen to?
The Cranberries, yes, Irish bands. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Can we see that drawing?
Can you bring the drawing back up again?
Yes, of course.
Now, what is that? What is that next to his nose there? What is that?
That is his nostril. Leprechauns, they're very focused on finding gold and they can sniff it out. And I think part of that is the cave, as I like to call the nostrils. Mm-hmm. I like to begin with the nostrils, actually, because I believe they're the windows into the soul. you know,
Wonderful,
it's
wonderful.
not about my art skills. It's about the leprechaun. It's about the leprechaun, really. But you know.
And I must say, the top portion, the hat, it's reminiscent of the greatest portraits of like Abraham Lincoln. It's very artistically correct.
Well, Walter, thank you so much for saying that because that is actually where I drew the inspiration. Of course, this is what I saw, but you know, I did my research on my presidents before I began the rendering. So thank you so much for pointing that out.
Maddie, going back to your previous point about nostrils being the window to the soul, I've typically heard in my own crazy life experience that eyes were the window to the soul. And in your leprechaun's eyes, could you just speak on what his eyes looked like and how you rendered that in your drawing?
Well, his eyes looked to me to be just endless pits into a deep sea of longing and fear. Even though I feared him, I could tell there was fear there. I really could. And I tried to convey that through the use of lash lines. As you can see, I began very thick on this side and sort of tapered off as I got bored while I was drawing this. And, you know, I think that it really conveys the emotion that I felt when I looked into those eyes.
Now, I'm curious. I have just one last question. Now, I was noticing, apart from the eyes, there appears to be something that looks like ladders on it. Were there ladders attached to the face of this leprechaun?
Oh, well, of course, art is in the eye of the beholder, but those are sideburns.
Wonderful.
He had no facial hair or head hair, as I could see. There was a hat, but I think he was completely bald except for his sideburns.
Odd choice, a very odd choice, I must say.
Maddie, I would love to see more of your art. Do you have anything else that you could show us?
Well, actually, it's funny you should ask because I was just working on a drawing of a kind of a pastoral drawing of a cow. If you would like to see that, I can show it if you. Okay, you know, this is just the first attempt, but yes, this is my cow.
Oh, there.
Oh, wow.
Are you sure it's a cow?
Yes, it says cow at the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've actually seen a cow, and I'm drawing this from memory.
Oh, wow, you have a very confusing sense of memory. Wow, look at.
Oh, thank you.
There's so much.
Is that a saddle?
Yes, cows have saddles, so you can ride them.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Do people ride cows?
Yes. Have you ever seen a Western, Lucas? Like a Western film?
I have.
Well, they often do. Have you ever heard the term cowboy?
Oh, cowboys ride cows?
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's why they are called cowboys.
My bad.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Connecting this back to your leprechaun drawing, I'm also seeing very, very prevalent nostrils on this cow.
Yes, I'm so glad you brought that up. Again, nostrils, eyes into the soul. I mean, windows into the soul. And I'm looking straight into the nostrils of this cow, and I am seeing all the elements of being a cow, really. Nobility, loyalty, ability to produce milk. You know, it's all there.
Yeah, all the great qualities.
And what is that right there below the cow's mouth, next to its legs?
That is a carton of milk with a crazy straw in it, because sometimes cows want to have fun too. So I added the crazy straw just because this cow, I feel, has a sense of adventure and wonderment.
What a spirit, what a life to it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Is that another first generation iPod there next to the milk?
Well, actually, it is an iPod Touch, but it is within. Yeah, it's a relic. It's a relic, but you know, we all have them lying around at the bottom of our drawers somewhere. We remember them from, you know, years past with the old charger and everything.
Now, I must say, does this cow appear to have a mane of some kind? I'm so curious.
Yes, I've seen in my experience most cows do have a mane. They groom their mane. The mane is, pardon my wordplay, but the mane is one of the main parts of the cow. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so
It's all
sorry.
right. You had to do
Yes.
that. I totally understand.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh wow. Well, it
Wow.
appears you are an expert in this field.
Thank you so much for your teaching us
Oh, thank you so much.
and about cows. I really
Well,
think I'm gonna sleep better with what I know now. Oh,
I'm so glad.
that's a good. We got a good audience question going there. Does this cow have a name?
Yes, this cow does have a name. This cow's name is Sheila Ann Marie McNeil. 4 names, I know. 2 of them are middle, but yes, Sheila. Sheila is, I think, a beautiful way to commemorate this cow, just because. Again, I'm looking at the nostrils, and you can see Sheila. If you don't, I mean, take that up with her, Sheila herself, but she just looks like a Sheila.
I completely agree. I could not agree with you more, Maddie.
I'm so glad.
That really answered all my questions.
Yeah, I'm just curious. One last thing: the ratio of the nostril, like that circle, is it the size of like a cup holder you'll have in a car, or is it or is it more Skittle based?
Well, I would say it's somewhere in between that. If you can picture a light bulb, like a light bulb inside of a small plant, like a small pot for like a succulent. If you were to picture that, that would be about the size of Sheila's nostrils, of one of Sheila's nostrils. So of course, Sheila does have the occasional problem with having to have people pinch her nose, pinching her own nose, you know, to keep flies out and such, because that is the problem that cows often run into. But the size of her nostrils is what makes her Sheila. So she wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, that's not a direct quote, but I assume.
We had another audience question from my cool aunt. What kind of music does Sheila the cow like?
Well, Sheila is more of a podcast listener. She likes murder true crime podcasts. She listens to Radio Lab. She has a crush on the host of Radio Lab. Don't tell anyone. She used to listen to This American Life, but she thinks that they've lost their way a little bit. She'd like to see different content.
Oh my gosh, we're really going all in on Sheila questions. What is Sheila's favorite film? As captured by
Sheila's favorite film is Rushmore, directed by Wes Anderson.
That is a fantastic film.
I've never seen that movie. Walter, can you summarize it for me in 5 words?
In 5 words?
Yeah, 5 words.
Disenfranchised young man, question mark, loses it all, but like really, you say it really fast. It all. Young, disenfranchised.
Well, I understand why Sheila loves it so much. It sounds amazing. Thank you so much for joining us, Maddie. Thank you for sharing your artistry skills and your leprechaun experience. We were so lucky to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh my goodness, that cow. All right. Next up, we have our first musical guest of the show. You may recognize her from YMTC, Berkeley Playhouse, Contra Costa Civic Theater, or a member of the future Princeton class of 2024. Please welcome Tanaka Dunbar Nuara.
Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. So as Walter and Lou already mentioned, I think that this world and our country has really been weighing on all of us right now. And so I chose a couple of songs that while not specifically related to what's been going on, have really been resonating with me the past couple of days, and have sort of been helping me get through this time. So I hope you enjoy. My first song is going to be Out Here on My Own. Sometimes I wonder where I've been, who I am, do I fit in? Lately, it's hard. We're always proving who we are, always reaching for that rising star. Shine out here on my own. When I'm down and feeling blue, I close my eyes so I can be with you. Oh, baby, be strong for me. Baby, belong to me. As you're the morning sun appears, making light of all my fears. I try to but when I'm down and feeling blue, I close my eyes so I can be with you. Oh, baby, be strong for me. Baby, belong to me. Sometimes I wonder where I am. Do I fit in? I may not win, but I can't be thrown out here on my own. Out here. So for my second piece, I'm going to be doing a song from Waitress called I Didn't Plan It. And this one specifically right now has been really amazing for me when I need a little time to just kind of to sort of like scream and shout, but do it in like a healthy way, in a way that I'm still kind of creating the art that I love to do. Sorry, little sound check here. Go ahead, throw your rocks at me from your little glass house and then take off running. You're no better than me. We both made mistakes, haven't we? I won't undo what I'm doing or sit in judgment of what makes us human. I don't claim to be proud, but my head won't be hung in shame. I didn't plan it, but the light turned red and I ran no sense here, baby. We're all just looking for a little less crazy. And sometimes it's a hard left turn down a road you never thought you'd see. I didn't plan it, taking back what's been taken for granted. And I can't stand it. I'm sick of the way I've been waiting to break free. All I need is saving. And a good mistake didn't make me. Maybe you need to see something to feel, trace through your blood and remind you you're here to open your eyes and look around and see the sky when you're on the ground. I didn't plan it, but that's life, and I'm finally feeling alive. It's not right, but it's fine. And it's fine, at least something to feel.
So for my last song, I'm going to be doing one that just sort of cheers me up, and it's really simple and just, it always makes me happy.
I've discovered the secret of happiness is learning how to love. I've discovered the secret of happiness is just enjoy the ride. Don't let the journey be tainted by pride. I've discovered the secret of happiness is smiling. I've discovered the secret of happiness is not to run too fast. You can still beat them by coming in last. And the secret of happiness is, I've discovered the secret of happiness is not to be afraid. I've discovered the secret of happiness is all illusions fade. Don't fear the future, you'll just be delayed. 'Cause the secret of happiness is living in the now. Living in the time it takes to blink, I think is how we've got to be living. I've discovered the secret of happiness is following my will. I've discovered the secret of happiness, though we can run that hill. Happiness comes when we learn to be still. And the secret of happiness is, the secret of happiness is clear. The secret of happiness is clear. The secret of happiness is.
Thank you. That's all from me today. I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you so much, Tanaka. That was so cool.
So I had to invite my family in to listen. Get out of here. Oh my God, Tanaka, that was beautiful.
I love that song. Thank you so much, Tanaka. Yay.
Oh, that was gorgeous.
During quarantine, the days have been feeling really long, and it's just super hard to find a good way to pass the time when I'm not Zooming with Walter or laying in my front yard. But one thing Walter and I both enjoy doing is reading. So today I thought it would be super fun if we shared some of our favorite books that we've been reading with you guys. So I'll start. One of my favorite books that I've been reading is half-minute horrors. I liked it because it was kind of scary and like a lot of different things happen. There's lots of pictures. But I didn't like it because it kind of felt like false advertising because it's called half-minute horrors, but I can't read that fast, so a lot of them took me longer.
Come on, Lucas, that's what reading is all about, is speeding it up. All right. So my first book, I was actually supposed to read this in 11th grade, but, my English teacher kind of fell short on that one. It's George Orwell's Animal Farm. Now, this was great, a really great commentary on the Russian Revolution. Personally, for me, just like not enough pictures. I'm not gonna lie, you talk about animals and you think of like, oh, kids' books, and you think of Animal Farm, and you're gonna be like, oh, they're coexisting together. Yes, I want to see those animals cohabitating. But then just kind of, no, it was just, quick read, and I just kind of started really a lot of philosophy questions of my own, and Beasts of England in it. Like, sounds like a really great song, but there's no sheet music for it anywhere. Like, I can't memorize that song, and I can't sing with the animals, but oh well. So yeah, it was okay.
Do you know about Oakland Tech's production of Hip Hop Animal Farm?
Oh, do I? Lucas, don't we know a member of the original?
Oh my God, I think we do have a member of Oakland Tech's production of Hip Hop Animal Farm watching today. Ruby Huff, if you're out there, we're your biggest fans.
Yep, I'm your biggest fan. Literally, I'm so.
Next book that I've been reading is called Mini Butterfly Tattoos. Beautiful. On the back, it has a little review. It says beautiful butterflies to adorn your skin. One thing that I liked about it is it's in English and it's in French, so you kind of, if you were in France, you could like know what's going on too. One thing I didn't like is there's some butterflies missing, and so because I used them.
I thought you got the book and there were none.
No, I've had it for a long time, but it's a good read. My favorite line, I'm just going to share a favorite line from this book. Wet back of tattoo thoroughly with damp sponge or cloth. Continue pressing firmly. Just the alliteration of cloth, continue, really stuck with me from this Dover's Little Activity book.
Yeah, that's deep. That really hits the soul in a different. Oh, wow, it's that's the power of a good book. Now I feel bad kind of following that one up because every time you read a book, it's kind of a toss up if it's going to be good or if it's going to be So this next book, I gotta say, don't put this on your list. I've read it for you, so it's okay. Like, here's an honest review. So I read Star Wars Origami. Now, let me just get it to the facts, folks. Like, this character development is lacking. The setting, amazing, really, really well fleshed out. But like, okay, so this is one of the lines from, let's go, the Vulture Droid. Yeah, he's got a line here that goes, Valley fold even with corner A and unfold. Did robots write this? It's a little concerning. There's some cool concept art in the back. It's very, very stylistic, and it's supposed to be Yoda, but kind of looks like a little gremlin.
Yoda, stop lying.
Yeah, it's well, I don't even know what that's supposed to be. That's just a frame you could just paint in that. But so folks, maybe not putting it on your list. Safe bet, trust me.
Speaking of putting it on your list, this was actually a birthday present I received when I was maybe 15 or 16. I would consider it not a good read. It is called 14,000 Things to Be Happy About. And instead of, having like a plot or characters or things to be happy about, it's just a list of things. And I guess some of them do like spark joy, but most of them are a crapshoot. So I'm just gonna flip to a random page for you. I don't even know. I thought that said bingo.
The one thing that makes me happy, bingo. It's like bingo.
Like I'm not joking, Walter. I forget how to read. Oh, here we go. Traditional Easter bread. And then the next one, Arizona.
Like the state or the drink?
I don't know. Redwood tables. Biting into a croissant. Anything simple that you can do well and easily.
Breathing makes me so happy.
I don't really like the idea behind this book, or that like my family member got it for me because she thought that this like I don't think this was a nice gift. But I do like the little guy on it. He kind of makes me happy. I feel like he kind of looks like me, honestly. Like
You tilt your head to the side a bit.
no, like in my mind's eye when I do things, that's what I look like when I do it. But
oh my gosh, that's wonderful. Now, all right. So not to get emotional about this last one, but this was one of the most recent books that really made me cry. So I definitely put it up there with Night by Eli Wiesel, personally one of my favorites. It's called Bulletin for AP Students and Parents. Now, look at that. That is a quick and easy read. You could practically do it on your bus to work. Now, I'm just saying, like, oh man, this is a tearjerker as you literally just watch College Board like just absorb your money, and then by the time we're in quarantine, the test is the short answer part. For all the students in here, like in AP courses, very sorry. If you want to cry, this is the book for you. I promise. It's very simple. It will hurt you like nothing has ever hurt before. And so my heart goes out to all of you out there that have gone through this book, because oh man, it is beyond hefty.
Oh my gosh. So if you guys end up reading any of those, and you want to DM us your thoughts, I would love that. And if you want to perform, DM at Young People's Mic, because we love you guys. Please DM at Young People's Mic if you want to perform. If you want to tell us you think we're cool, if you want to tell us you think we're cute, if you think that we just DM us at Young People's Mic. Interact with us. But I hope you all found that educational and enjoy some good literature in the near future. Now moving on to our next musical guest. He is an Alameda High School alumni and someone I personally look up to very much. Please welcome Mr. Terrence Lee. Yay! Hi, Terrence.
Hey, Terrence!
Meet you. I'm so excited to be here, guys.
Nice to have you here.
Okay, hi, Terrence. This is the best part of my day. I'm so excited.
I'm excited. Oh, okay. I guess I'm gonna just start my set then. The first song I'll be singing is called "I'm So Tired" by Troye Sivan, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Troye Sivan and Loud. I'm so tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love. Just wanna go home, wanna go home, wanna go home. Oh, so tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love. Just wanna go home, wanna go home. Party, trying my best to meet somebody, but everybody around me is falling in love to our songs. I, yeah, hate it. I'm taking the shot 'cause I can't take it, but I don't think that they make anything that strong. So hold on, yeah. I'm so tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love. Just wanna go home, wanna go home, wanna go home. Oh, so tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love. Just wanna go home, wanna go home. Strangers, spending my lonely nights with strangers. And when they leave, I go back to our song. And I hold on, it hurts like heaven, lost in the sound. West Cut season, like you're still around. Can I miss you? I need you now. Yeah. I'm so tired of love songs. Someone take me home. Just wanna go home. I can't be alone. Tired of love songs, tired of love songs. Tired of love, tired of love, tired of love, tired of love. So I hope you guys like that song. So my next song is gonna be not a pop song. Instead, it will be a musical theater song from the musical The Last 5 Years. And it's called I'm Still Hurting. Or it's just called Still Hurting. But I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, I'm gonna get started. Jamie's over and Jamie's gone. Jamie's decided it's time to move on. Jamie's got new dreams he's building upon. And I'm still hurting. Jamie's arrived at the end of the line. Jamie's convinced that the problems are mine. Jamie's got secrets he doesn't confide. And I'm still hurting. What about lies, Jamie? What about things that you swore to be true? What about you, Jamie? What about you? Jamie, sure something wonderful died. Jamie decides it's his right to decide. Jamie's got secrets he doesn't confide. And I'm still hurting. Go and hide. Run and find something better. Go and hide the sun away. Run away. Like it's simple, like it's right. Give me a day, Jamie. Bring back the lies, hang them back on the wall. Maybe I'd see how you could be so certain that we had no chance at all. Jamie is over, and where can I turn? Covered in scars, I did nothing to earn. Maybe there's somewhere a lesson to learn, but that wouldn't change the fact. That wouldn't speed the time. once the foundation's cracked and I'm still hurting. Okay, so that was my second song, Still Hurting. I have one more song after this. And before I do it, I want to do a quick self-promo, if that is okay. I have an Instagram account where I do some singing videos, so if you want to follow it, it's terrence.sings. And yeah, I've been trying to do more lately since we've been in quarantine. And this next song is one that I might potentially record for my account. So you could look forward to it if you like it. But this song is going to be one that I'm sure everybody knows. It's Just Dance by Lady Gaga. So let's go. A red one, convict Gaga. Oh, yeah, yeah. I had a little bit too much. Oh, 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 how lovely people start to rush by. How does he twist the dance? Can't find my drink, oh man. Where are my keys? I lost my phone. Oh, 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 what's going on this floor? I love this record, baby, but I can't stand straight anymore. I keep it cool. What's the name of this club? I can't remember, but it's alright. Just dance, gonna be okay. Da da doo doo, just dance, spin that record, babe. Da da doo doo, just dance, gonna be okay. Da da da, dance, 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 just. Wish I could shut my Playboy mouth. Oh, 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 how to turn my shirt inside out, right. Control your poison, babe. Roses have thorns, they say, and we're all getting close tonight. Oh, 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 what's going on this floor? I love this record, baby, but I can't stand straight anymore. Keep it cool. What's the name of this club? I can't remember, but it's alright, just dance, gonna be okay. Da da doo doo, just dance, spin that record, babe. Da da doo doo, just dance, gonna be okay. Da da da, dance, 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 just dance. When I come through on the dance floor, checking out that catalog. Hey, can't believe my eyes, so many women without a flaw. And I ain't gonna give it up, steady trying to pick it up like the call. I'ma hit it on, flex and do it till tomorrow, yeah. Shawty, I can feel that you've got so much energy. The way you're twirling up them hips round and round. Baby, there is no reason you can't leave here with me. In the meantime, stand, let me watch you break it down and go. Use your muscle, work it out, work it, hustle. I got it, just stay close enough to get it, go slow. Drive it, clean it like so bleed, it's gonna last, oh. In your pocket, just dance, gonna be okay. Da da doo doo, just dance, that record, babe. Da da doo doo, just dance, 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 just. So yeah, that's my set.
Yay, Terrence! Thank you so much.
Terrence, that was incredible.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know about you, Lou, like if it's also because you're in Alameda, but it is so hot. I'm
sweating. Hazel, you have to go away because I'm doing my show.
Oh, I wanted to say go Gauchos.
Hazel and Terrence go to the same college.
Go Gauchos.
They actually hang out all the time. I don't know if they hang out. I don't know. Yeah, I have a fan. My window, it's horrible. I'm sweating. I don't like to sweat.
It's crazy.
But thank you so much, Terrence.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I haven't seen Terrence in 2 years, and this warmed my heart. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that he did it. It was the highlight of my week. Oh my goodness gracious! I love doing this show. So Me and Walter, we got some time left in our hour. We wanted to try something new this week. A new segment, Debate Club, naming our segments, where
Yes.
we will debate things. But then we forgot to like prep. It's kind of
It's okay. All right, I have the idea. So you say positive or negative, and that's the side of the argument I have to choose. Then you give me the prompt, and I have to say it. How does that sound? Like how I would argue it.
Okay. I know. I don't follow. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I do. So you say what side you're doing, or I say what I'm doing, and then you pick the side. Also, feel free to live comment something better than what I'm about to pitch that we should debate. Because I'm making this up.
So I'm gonna decide the position I'm gonna take, positive or negative, so for or against, and then you are gonna say the thing. So then I come up with it in that mindset.
Okay, ready?
Classic psychology. Okay, I'm gonna go against.
Oreos.
Man, that like okay, all right. Oreo's got one good thing going for them, and everybody knows it. It's that delicious filling in the middle. No one needs these charcoal freaking cookies on the other sides. I am, oh my God, livid at this point about it. Livid.
I'm sorry that you have to live in this ignorant bubble where you're wrong, because I actually had this conversation recently with my friend, and she said, I thought Oreos were bad until I dipped them in milk. And the charcoal, the bad part of the Oreo that you speak of, becomes decadent ere it is submerged in milk. This is really the milk episode. Let's not lie.
I doth protest the decadence of milk dippage. For in fact, could you do the same with a regular Oreo cookie and then a birthday cake Oreo cookie?
What is a birthday cake Oreo cookie?
Well, I'm glad to tell you, it is probably the single worst cookie I have ever had. In that, like, oh my God, I love Oreos with a burning passion. I just do. I think
You
they're
just chose to be against them.
well. I have my points of.
Oh, I remember how this format works. You didn't get to choose, huh?
Charcoal and
Or
and okay, so straight up.
we got a comment a couple minutes ago about someone that we've discussed recently, Walter, Timothée Chalamet. Would you like to be for or against Timothée Chalamet?
I am for.
I am against Timothée Chalamet. For many reasons. I don't understand him. I think he looks ill. I think he looks like Phineas from Phineas and Ferb. I think he's awkward. And all the movies, three movies I've seen him in, he's been a little bit mean. He's not nice all the time. He doesn't. Sometimes actors, mostly I feel this way about the live action version of Aladdin, but sometimes actors do this thing where they kind of like pretty acting. So I feel like in every like time you see Timothée Chalamet, he's like making, I don't like anything about him. I feel like if we met, he would spit in my face. I don't want to be on his group project. I don't want to be in his math class. I don't want to take the same bus as him. I don't want to be near him. I don't want to be in a show with him. I'm trying
to do my best Timothée Chalamet pretty boy acting of like, Joan, what do you mean? Don't marry him. And like looks longingly off into the distance. Don't marry him. Like, it's so funny because I just like I think he's just funny to watch. I'm like, oh my God, he's scrawny. I'll give you that. He's very scrawny, but he's just so funny to watch. Like, I think about this way too much. If I was to ever do like a film with a group of like male actors, personally, I don't want to live in. There he is. Thank you. I live in a fraternity because John Mulaney said it best. I think any group of men living together is hilarious. But if I was to be in a movie with him on the press tour, I would be like, I want to be with Timothée Chalamet and Timothée Chalamet only. So I would just bully him.
This is my illustration. I think it is really good.
Wow, that's actually really spot on.
Some more thoughts I have on Timothée Chalamet. I don't think he'd be nice. I don't know. I feel like he looks like this kid that I used to do circus with who only ate butter and noodles, and then like it was a problem because we'd be in the car on the way home and his mom would be like, do you want butter noodles or a plain hot dog for dinner? And he'd be like, I don't like hot dogs. And it was like, oh no, what are we gonna do? I feel like he was so mean. Like he doesn't seem like a team player. He doesn't seem like he has can-do spirit. He doesn't seem brave. I can't, like, I don't understand why he gets cast as anything other than a villain. Like,
yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. I am definitely withholding judgment. Honestly, I think he's just fine. I'm like, he's just fun. He's just a fun person to look at. Okay, I have one. Now, this is a very hot debate within my mind that I have very often. And that is, Lucas, what is your stance on blueberries?
We talked about this last episode.
I don't care.
We literally did this already on this show. I personally love blueberries. I think they are one of the top 4 fruits. I will eat an entire carton of blueberries before sitting. I think they're delicious and nutritious. I know you hate them. You already talked about it on this show. I don't know.
I don't eat very many things, so. Oh my goodness.
What else? Oh my goodness gracious.
We had a question in the chat earlier about talking about any other type of cookie. So
any other type of cookie?
Okay. Oh god.
Let's both say our favorite type of cookie on 3, and it'll
that isn't Oreo.
That isn't. Wait, I gotta think. I can't think of any types of.
Okay. I got it. I'm good.
Okay, I'm ready. Wait, no, I forgot. No.
What?
No. Stop counting. Wait, that's stressing. I forget.
Okay, what?
No, stop counting. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Chocolate.
Peanut butter cookies from Safeway.
I thought we were just saying the first cookie that came to our minds. I didn't.
Oh no, I was saying my favorite. I thought about it for a second.
Peanut butter cookies from Safeway. What do you like about peanut butter cookies from Safeway?
Oh my god. Okay, I'm talking family barbecue. Elena, you are entitled to your opinion. You really are. Oatmeal. Wow, that is. Sorry.
I just read the live comments because I really don't need to see that. I don't. That hurt my eyes.
That looks like a delicious recipe though of oatmeal chocolate chip. Oh my god, I would devour that. So, like, let me just paint a picture in your mind for a second of like family barbecue. You know, the neighbors are over. It's a nice July, like beautiful sunny day. It's 1941. No, I'm kidding. It is the present.
That's so funny that, wait, can I take a left turn?
Yes.
It's so funny that you would say 1941 because I just started trying to watch all the Marvel movies in like the order that makes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, in the chronological order.
That's the word. Big word. There's our $5 word of the day. I just started it. So I just watched Captain America last night. And there's that part where he's in the room, like sleeping, and but it's like he's not really there. It's like a setup. And he's like, this is the baseball game from May 1941. I know because I was there. I don't think I remember that. Like, I'm not trying to say, like.
Well, the point of it is that that baseball game was actually like a very big deal in the history of the team, I assume, because if you hear it, like he's going, oh, it's a big thing, and it's and so like honestly, like I believe And so then he's like emphasizing as a point, he's like,
I'm trying to think of any notable instance in sports history that I can compare it to, and I really can't think of one notable thing that's happened in sports.
I would say every time the Warriors have won, because just personal bias.
No, if I was in like a hospital bed and they had a radio playing, and I wouldn't be able to be like, this is the Warriors game. I know.
My favorite would be if they play a podcast. If I went into a coma and I woke up and then they're playing a podcast of one that I listened to like 10 years ago, and they're like, welcome, you're in a hospital bed and it's 2020, and I go, wait a minute, I ran to this podcast, and then they can't prove it. They'll just be like, wait, you can listen to a podcast whenever you want.
Speaking on podcasts, I don't know. Maybe I should save this, but I've been listening to this podcast that I thoroughly enjoy, and I took a brave step and I asked the boys who do it if they wanted to be a guest on here, and they said maybe.
And they said maybe.
I'm watching right now, so if you're out there, please come on here But you know, when you listen to a podcast for too long, especially one where the people who do it are close to your age, and you start to feel like you're friends with them, but you're not, and it's a real problem, because I feel like I know these boys that I really don't.
It's insane. I once listened to this podcast that had an ad for HelloFresh in it, which is, like the you order it online and you cook it at home. Really awesome. So they were talking about HelloFresh, but they were also talking about Harry Potter in this specific episode, and they talked about how why can't like all wizards just summon like half a brick and then just absolutely like clobber people, because it was like they were talking about the Half-Blood Prince, but they kept saying, instead of like Avada Kedavra, they were like, summon half a brickicus. It was so funny. And they were just like, and they're also just these two hilarious Australian guys talking about like brioche buns. Like it made me laugh so hard.
Here, it'll be really fun. Speaking of on here, what else should we debate? Like, me and Walter get along too well to come up with things for ourselves.
All right.
Giants. Fun fact, when I was 16 and a half, like not little, like I could drive, I went to a Giants game, and I think you have to be under either 12 or 13, feel free to fact check me on this, to go down that ride. And I was with another 16 and a half year old. And we were just like, we're 14. We were like, we're 13, and they let us.
You're a conniver. You're absolutely.
We're the same age, and I could easily say that I was in 8th grade right now.
Oh my god!
Oh boy!
One time I went to a bat mitzvah for a family friend of mine, and the person who was being honored, their brother, introduced me to some of their older friends that were like juniors and sophomores in high school. I was in 7th grade at the time, and without even question, he just puts me in front of him, and he goes, "Okay, everybody, listen up. How old do you think he is?" And I just stood there, just like,
"Don't do that.
You're a senior. You're a junior, freshman, maybe." And then he goes, "Okay, you're all wrong. Walter, tell him." And I was like, I'm in 7th grade.
You always looked old, is what I mean.
Yeah. I looked old, but you always looked young.
I consistently looked like this from age 13 on.
But it's you, and you're such
my final form. This is it. I don't know if you're seeing this really interesting topic in the comments, Walter. Debating John Mulaney comedy specials.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Well, start with against. I'm gonna start with against on this.
Okay, let's say it on the same time. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Sack Lunch Bunch.
Oh, what?
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say his most recent 7-minute sketch of when he was doing the comedy for Laughs event.
I'm not counting that as a comedy special. I'm counting it for on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Then in my opinion, no comedy special is bad. No comedy.
Well, pick a least favorite. Mine is Sack Lunch Bunch. Here's why. I came out on Christmas Eve.
No one. Lucas, I hate Sack Lunch Bunch.
I stayed up really late to watch it, and I watched it at midnight when it came out, when it premiered. And then I went to bed, and I had like a nightmare that I met all the kids, and they were mean to me. And then like the next day, Christmas Eve daytime, maybe it was Christmas Day, I watched it with my family, and I had to like pretend I hadn't seen it. Because I didn't. And it's not like, I'm not saying it's not funny, but I am saying I have seen funnier youth theater.
Yeah, that's totally understood. My one fear the whole time was I was just thinking, is Jake Gyllenhaal okay?
Oh,
like,
it was scary. It was haunting.
He's like the Music Man, and I was like, yeah, this is super cute, and yeah, there's music everywhere. Like, I got the point straight out of the gate, but oh my God, I just got so scared after a while. I was like, is he okay?
It also made me feel weird because like those kids, you're supposed to be like, oh, they're kids, but all those kids have been on Broadway. I was like,
You just said Zerg noises. All right, so it looks like we are at our hour.
That was a fast hour. It really went great.
Amazing.
I feel like you did a good job, Walter. If I could come and give you a little kiss on the cheek, I would. But thank you so much to our guests today. We had Maddie Libman, Tanaka, and Terrence, and we are so grateful to all of you. And if you're interested in performing, don't hesitate to either reach out to me or Walter directly or at Young People's Mic. We'll see you next Wednesday at 5:30 for another great hour.
Thank you all so much for coming today.
Walter, you're gonna play your special song, aren't you?
I gotta pull it up. Oh, it's Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet. Oh, look at him. Look at that jawline.
Wait, he looks like a triangle. I don't
Chris
like.
Evans has the body shape of a Dorito, but Timothy Chalamet has the face of a Dorito.
He looks like he was face tuned to Oblivion.
But look how thin the bridge of his nose is.
Goodness gracious. Is he raising an eyebrow or is one of his eyes like higher? He kind of looks like a Modigliani painting, not gonna lie right now.
Oh my goodness, that's intense. That's dedication to artistry.
I like this shirt though. He should get his ears pierced.
He'd be so cute.
Walter, my sister is doing this horrible thing where she'll just make earrings. Like I like the thing. Like it's like leaves. Like oh, we're back. Okay. We got and she'll just wear them. They're terrible. You wanna play your song? And we'll
yeah. Sorry, let me pull up Spotify. I was not as prepared as I like to have been. I'm so sorry.
We've never gone over time before. I'm kind of embarrassed.
You're still Everyone's looking. Don't give us attention.
We can dance with a picture of Timothée Chalamet.
Timothée Chalamet. God, I love saying his name.
Chalamet was the Music Man with us. He could have played Tommy Gilas.
Oh, heck yeah. Can you hear that?
Not at all.
I'll sing it for you.
Okay, please sing to me. Serenade us out. Play us out.
This is Blame It on the Boogie by Michael Jackson. My baby's always dancing. It wouldn't be a bad thing, but I don't get no loving, and that's no lie.
Take us off, boy. We're done.